Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tana Markova and you have tuned into the Tana Markova channel. Honestly, thank you guys so much for the love and the support. And without further ado, let's just get into this video. So my first similarity, right? Taurus and Gemini. We'll start with Taurus and Gemini because they kind of do have a lot of similarities, right? And I think the most prominent similarity that I have found with Taurus and Gemini is the fact that they are so, like, they love getting kind of familiar with something, you know? Both of them love being familiar with something, but for different reasons. When Taurus gets familiar with something, they fixate themselves on it, or they kind of like to have a consistency or routine with it, right? Whereas Gemini kind of wants, they like being familiar with things so that they can understand its system, so that they can like logically understand why it is the way it is, you know? Whereas Taurus will eventually do that, but they kind of want to have a, okay, you are now part of me, part of my space, that type of thing. Gemini isn't really that much into that, you know. They're not really that much of, this is my, like, you're a part of me, like, you're now in my life, so I want you here forever, you know. They're more so like, okay, I just want to know who you are. I want to study your brain, know why you are the way that you are, so that I can take whatever knowledge I learned from you and I can apply it to other people in the world, wherever I go in the world, wherever I'm at, you know what I'm saying? I can apply that same knowledge and like use it on other people and just kind of like gain a consistent, not consistent, but like gain, how do I say this? Like gain knowledge on how to understand different people, you know what I'm saying? But so I say the basic similarity that they both have is that they both love being familiarized with people and places and things, you know. Gemini though would be a lot more open to kind of learning more things, whereas Taurus would be a lot more reluctant once they've kind of, you know, fixated themselves on something that they do like, whether it be a place, a person, place, or a thing, you know. Otherwise, you know, they just kind of want to situate themselves in that situation, so, you know, that's the vibe. Also, I wrote physical touch. Now, I don't really see, I'm a Gemini moon, but then I'm also a Virgo sun, so I be loving touching and holding hands and shit like that, you know. But it's on some flirty shit though. I think Tauruses are a lot more like, this is how I show affection. Like they're a lot more, I think Taurus is a lot more intentional with how they give love, whereas I think a Gemini would be kind of a lot more flirty, like nothing serious, you know, just like, hey, a little touch here, a little hold your hand here, you know, I might suck your dick, who knows? I don't know, I'm just joking. Guys, but you know, it's vibes like that, you know. I think the biggest similarity that they have is that they're both very much like, they like being familiar with things, you know what I'm saying? That's number one. Then number two, you know, like they both kind of like the physical handy touch things, you know. But anyway, we move right on to Taurus and Cancer because this combination has a lot more in common, you know, because one thing that they both share in common obviously is that they both have a very good relationship with the moon, Cancer being at home in the moon and Taurus being exalted in the moon, you know. So it's like that they both very much they feel alive, they feel at home, while Cancer feels at home, Taurus feels like, yay, fuck yeah, when they moon, you know. So they both share the fact that they love comfort, you know, and they're good manifestors. Tauruses and Cancers are fucking good manifestors. They know how to wield it. But see, they do differently because a Cancer can wield, like, the way that they manifest is by, like, putting in the feeling of it. So they know how to put themselves in the emotional state of whatever it is that they want. And that's how they kind of attract situations and circumstances that, like, provide them with whatever mood that they set. So for example, like if I want to be a millionaire, I had to put myself in that emotion, you know. Cancers can put themselves in an emotion. It's like aligning yourself in that vibration. And what is vibration? Vibration is like a feeling, you know. And Cancers are like the initiators of the vibe. So if they can initiate the vibe of money, of stability, comfort, then if they put themselves in that emotion, then they manifest or they wield in situations, circumstances, and feelings, or, you know what I'm saying, situations that resonate with that same feeling that they put themselves in. Now Tauruses can do this shit too, right? But how they do this is with a lot more like practicality. Tauruses know how to like be a lot more practical about this, because a Taurus, because they're exalted in the moon, right? A Taurus can put themselves in a specific, I don't want to say the mindset, you know. They can put themselves in a specific how do I say this, like how do I say this? They can put themselves in a state of being, right? Where they can, it's like how they manifest is like putting themselves in a specific state of being where they kind of know what they want. For example, let's use the millionaire example. situation again. Like a Taurus wants to be a millionaire, right? So now how a Taurus will do this is they'll put themselves in a state where they can kind of almost taste it, you know, because of the senses, you know. So they put the moon, and you know the moon is like, this is our internal world. So if you add the moon, the internal world, with the 5 senses, you know what I'm saying? That shit is fucking powerful as fuck. So you can, like, Tauruses kind of put themselves in a state of being with, like, they can taste it, you know, they feel it, they hear it, you know what I'm saying? They actually use their 5 senses to, like, will it down, plus that exaltation in the moon, you know. And they know the specific, like, steps to take in order to get exactly what they want. And they know, I think both of them kind of understand, like, the power of patience, you know. Power of patience. You know what I'm saying? They know how to put themselves in that state, like, and also being patient. And because obviously being patient needs you to, you know, put the work in, but also, like, be consistent. And I think both of these signs are really good at being consistent, especially a Taurus. Especially a Taurus, my dude. The fact that they share the whole thing with the moon is that they love comfort, like, they love luxury. They love luxury at home. They might be a bit messy, and I'll say most of them, like, dudes, because I'm 20 years old, I live in South Africa, right? And the homies that I have that are males, that are Tauruses and Cancers, very messy. Rooms are fucking messy, but they know how to make money. Both of them struggle getting out of their comfort zones, but not even just, like, for the fact of home, like, just general life situations. They might feel comfortable, like, they feel, like, really scared when they have to take big risks or do something that isn't planned or, you know, isn't called for. Like, these are not spontaneous people. They need to know what's going on. They need to plan ahead. You know what I'm saying? Tauruses and Virgos love planning. They love being safe, you know, and sometimes they might, like, and I think that comes from a place of, like, you know, kind of not wanting to hurt, or, you know, kind of wanting to be loyal to whatever comfort zone that they've made for themselves. So they take, guys, this, and one thing about them, they're also very loyal to their comfort zone. So they always want to be, like, they take their comfort zones with them everywhere that they go. You know, they take their home with them. They are like a walking home. As I said in my other Cancer and Taurus's video, Taurus is the actual building of the house, and then Cancer's like the feeling of being at home. You know what I'm saying? So both of them are kind of like walking homes. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about home, that's where you're comfortable at, you know? You don't want to, like, go bungee jumping at home. You know what I'm saying? Okay, maybe, I don't know. Once again, I'm speaking from my own awarenesses at home, you know, of life. But I don't really know somebody that has, like, a bungee jumping thing at their house, you know? Like, at home, you did it, chill out, eat food, snacks, you know what I'm saying? Do what you do. Just chill out, you know? Have a good time. They don't like their comfort zones being threatened, and that's when they can get very volatile. So that could be a person, you know, if they feel comfortable with the person, their food, their clothes, their home. Did I say a person? The person that they're dating, you know, they might fight for that person. So these signs take their time getting to open up, and, like, they take their time on anything, really. And we know Tauruses really are, like, very slow moving people, you know, just because it takes a while and I think the whole thing with the Taurus energy is all of, like, how Tauruses look at everything is, just think about starting a business. And, like, just think of that moment where you have to, like, start a business, and then when it's, like, 50 years old, you know what I'm saying? You know, that maintenance and having to learn the ins and outs of a whole business, you know, that's a lot of work, you know? And I think for Tauruses, they think like this with everything in life, is that everything is like a slow process, and you have to get to know everything very slowly. So I think for them, getting to know too many things, getting involved with too many people, you know, making rash decisions, it's like, whoa, like, we're not planning things out, because everything has to be, you know, it has to be built beautifully with cement and, like, bricks and shit like that. You can't do it fast, whereas Gemini wants to do it, like, quick, you know, and, like, smoke weed, watch TV, iron clothes, go for a jog, do your laundry, wash your hair, do that. And they probably do, and like Aries, you know, having that stamina to do everything all at once, you know what I'm saying? Tauruses don't want to fucking do that shit. They want to do something, you know, with, like, paces and shit. And Tauruses, I mean, Cancers would appreciate that shit too, because I feel like Cancers also don't want to do anything rash, like, too hectic, you know? Everything has to make sense, because if things are, like, you know, chaotic, that makes them feel uncomfortable, and that's when they get moody. Tauruses get pissed off if things don't happen, you know? they get pissed off, but Cancers get moody as well, and they're gonna get pissed off too. So that's, and I think one thing that they both share in common is that they both have anger issues also. But I think that's also something I'm gonna mention with like Taurus and like if all the other, well, some of the other signs, but like yeah, they both can get very angry if the way that they do life is kind of challenged or threatened, you know, or like put on edge, or you know what I'm saying, shit like that. Both of them are very possessive, right? But here's the thing, here's where it stems from. Taurus, you know, because they're fixed, they see people as like actual possessions, you know. They actually see, like, they may not really know this, but it's like, yo, you are my friend, like, hey, this is, you know, this is my channel, yeah, this is my person, you know what I'm saying? Cancer is more so like, you are an extension of my heart, therefore I must protect you, and that protection might look like smothering and like, whereas Taurus, it's like a possession, like they see you as a possession, so that's their like, you know how they're like, don't fucking touch my food, like, don't touch my person, that's how it is, you know? They're both like very possessive, but for different reasons. That's, as I just explained. Cancer is more, as I said, you're an extension of who I am. Taurus is, you belong to me. Both of them, like I said, you know, and this is all going to be connected to that moon thing that they share in common, you know, is that they're both very bossy. They're very bossy. They like to, I'd say Cancer's a lot more controlling, but Tauruses can be a lot more bossy just because the way that they live their life is all kind of centered around things that they're familiar with and things that they have set a routine around and built a routine around, you know. So if they become comfortable with that routine, then they kind of want to live by that routine, you know. And if you are with them, they're gonna want you to be part of that routine, or maybe they want to like change it or compromise or whatever, depending on the situation. But for the most part, I found that Tauruses want you to kind of live around their routine, you know. You know what I'm saying? So they'll do things or say things so that you kind of follow their routine. But Cancer, they'll just boss you around so that they are comfortable. And how they feel comfortable is obviously by initiating the mood or initiating how they feel the situation should be. And if you don't follow, then it's like, you know. But Tauruses can be the same, because if you're like, once again, if you're like not cooperating with what makes them feel comfortable or with what they have fixated themselves on, then it's gonna be hell. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see that Scorpionic side, you know, with that Cancer, you're gonna see that Capricorn side, my guy, you know. They're both very private people, but I think that's like given, because all the earth and water signs are very private people. These are people that are like very reserved or like kind of inward, and it takes a while for them to open up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and once they do open up, it's like, okay, like, I trust you now, and since I trust you, like, you can't go anywhere, you know. It may not be that drastic, because obviously life happens, and you know, people move on, whatever, people go overseas, but it's always like that situation of, if you are friends with a Taurus or a Cancer, they have you in their heart forever, you know. So even if you haven't seen them in 50 years and you see them again, it's like, you know, vibes. It's like, oh my god, I love you so much. It doesn't have to be like one of those icky friendship breakups where you guys never see each other again, you don't talk again. I don't think they'd like that. Tauruses and Cancers may not like that. They might even try to like reconcile that relationship, because in their mind they'll think like, oh my god, you used to be such a big part of my life, or you used to be, you know, you used to contribute so much to my routines and patterns, or you used to be so connected to me, like, we have to rekindle this. So I think that's something that they also share in common, that they're very much prone to want to rekindle a relationship, especially if you guys are like really good friends, or you guys had like, if in their minds they're like outweighing all the good and the bad, and the good is outweighing the bad, you know, they want to have you back, you know, because once again, they're possessive people. But it is what it is, you know. And what did I mention? Oh, they're also very family oriented, like home orientated. So I mean, that's like a given. They love being at home. These are like homebodies. These are like fucking couch potatoes, you know. Vibes to you guys. These are people that would like prefer being at home like most of the time. Obviously they'll go out to get the money, you know what I'm saying, you know, meet people that they have to meet, connect with people they have to connect at the moment, whatever, you know. But at the end of the day, they would love going home. They love coming back to their possessions, that feeling of home, their comfort levels, you know, fun vibes like that. But yeah, guys, I'm moving right along to Taurus and Leo, right? So Taurus and Leo are fixed signs, right? Fixed meaning stubborn. So that's the first thing that they have in common. They're both very fucking stubborn. They both love having their way. So that can, if they're dating each other, that could be a bit of an issue. But I think it would probably work out a lot more because they both love luxury, just like Taurus and Cancer. They both love that lavish lifestyle, okay? They love looking good, smelling good, you know? They love presenting themselves to the outside world as like lovely people. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of people that they care a lot about their appearance, having an influence on how people look at them, you know? So obviously with that, they're gonna play the part. They're gonna look good, they're gonna smell good, they're gonna have a cute job, or like, you know, present themselves in a way that makes them look like they have their shit together in some way, shape, or form, you know, that type of thing. Yeah, those vibes, you know, these type of people that know how to like match colors together. Same reading is gonna be with Taurus and Leo and Libra, you know, and Pisces also. But these people just love to like live a good life. They love to like eat good, go to the really fancy restaurants, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's not a fancy restaurant, like just like restaurants that have a good rich aesthetic vibe, you know, that feeling royal, you know what I'm saying, like that richness. Because we have Venus and then we have the 5th house, you know, both of them love like the sensuality. They're both that's one thing about Leos and Tauruses, they're very affectionate. Like these are the type of people, like when they hug you, oh my fucking god, Tauruses and Leos are the best cuddle buddies, I swear to god. Like you I'll put Pisces there like 3rd place, but honestly I don't even know who's better, Taurus or Leo, but they're both fucking amazing. They give the best hugs. They're amazing, like affectionate, cuddly people. Just when they touch you, you just want to like cry with joy or something, or like, I don't, you know what I'm saying, you just want to like kiss them, or like just kiss their shoes or something, you know, lick their teeth. I don't know. So all the stubborn fixed signs, they have anger issues. They can get really bad tempers, and when they get pissed off, oh my god, you don't want to be around them. You don't you don't want to be around them. You don't want to be fucking around them, because the Taurus takes a long time to get over, like to like calm the fuck down. Same thing with Leo. I think when a Leo's like, when they like, it could take like a while to like get them to fucking cool down, you know. And I'm speaking also from experience, you know. Like they love love. These guys just love love, you know. And I feel like they get pissed off obviously when things don't go their way, and they get pissed off when things don't go their way, because like, you know, they're fixed on how they see something, and that can be a little bit frustrating for the people around them, because it's like nothing can change your mind, you know. Like it can be really annoying because it's also like you're not changing, like you never change. Why are you not changing? But also I have to mention both of them are really good at hiding what's actually going on with them, you know. Even though yes, Leo like literally wears their heart on their sleeve, I think in those moments where they're like, you know, I'm a bad bitch, or yeah, they could be go wishing. Tauruses, these guys are very much like, they're loving people, you know what I'm saying? They love going on dates, they love romance. There's always time for romance with these guys. Like no matter what time, anytime, there's always time for fucking romance with these guys. Also, they love bragging about shit. These guys love bragging. These guys love, like, they need credit for everything that they do. Tauruses love bragging. Leos love bragging. They love it. Oh my god, they love. If you are like a Taurus sun, Leo moon, oh my god, do I know someone like that? Like a Leo sun, Taurus moon. Oh, another negative thing, they can gaslight you. Tauruses and Leos are very good gaslighters. Like, these are top 2 people that will gaslight the shit out of you. And this also goes back to the fact that they're stubborn. So if you guys went to a situation together, if you let's say I'm with a Taurus right now, I'm with a Taurus and a Leo, and I'm Tenno, and I'm with a Taurus and a Leo right now, and we went through a situation together, right? But that situation, I felt like these 2 guys hurt me, you know. If I present the situation to them and they don't see it the way I see it, trust and believe, they're going to gaslight me, my guy. They're gonna be like, what? But no, that's not how it happened, dude. And they, like, the way that they're gonna word it, because once again, they're fixed, right? So they're really gonna like be loyal to what the fuck they're saying. So the way that they're gonna say it is gonna kind of also make you feel like, wow, maybe I am tripping, and that shit is fucking gaslighting. We're going to Leo and, I mean not Leo, I want to say Taurus and Virgo. Obviously Taurus and Virgo share the fact that they are earth signs, so they're gonna have the primal basic instincts, common things in common. And one fact is that they both love stability, and both of them love routines. Okay, we know Virgos love routines because they rule by the 6th house, and 6th house is the house of routines and patterns and doing things on a daily basis, you know what I'm saying, like habits, things that you do that those small things that you do that eventually like kind of make up your whole life, you know. Taurus is also same thing. They love like adapting habits that work for them, and then, you know, kind of being loyal to them and like consistently, persistently doing those things, good or bad, helpful or detrimental. They love planning things. Obviously, Virgos love planning things. Virgos love lists. Tauruses may not really write lists down, but they'll like kind of mentally make mental notes of the things that they have to do, you know. They'll make mental checks, you know. But both of them love being stable, you know. They love like having consistency in their lives. They love knowing that, okay, tomorrow we have something to depend on, aka a job, or, you know, whatever it is that we're working on, or there's like kind of a consistent flow of money, or we're gonna get money, you know. Both obviously Tauruses and Virgos love money. Child, money means freedom in so many ways, you know. And they love that because it's comfortability, you know. I just think maybe a Virgo isn't as keen to spend most of it because they can be very stingy, and Tauruses love spending that shit, especially if they know they earned that shit and they know they can get it back. Virgos may be a lot more reluctant to spending it, but they love money, bro, no cap. Both of them have fucking sharp tongues. Because Tauruses can really hurt your feelings. Like, really, Tauruses can violate you, my guy. And I'm not saying this to, like, amp you up. This shit is really, like, it's painful. Like, I've been violated by Taurus moon, bro. And that shit was whack as fuck. They're both loyal, just like Cancer, you know. Both loyal people, always down to help you. They're very reliable, Virgos. And granted that they don't have any, like, air sign, Gemini or Libra or Aquarius, you know. Or even, like, Sagittarius. Aries. Granted, they don't have those signs, but for the most part, they're very, very loyal people. They're very reliable, you know. Obviously if they're like in China and you're in like South Africa, and you know, it's gonna be a bit of a situation, but for the most part, if they can help you, they're gonna help you, you know, especially if they have the means to help you. To Taurus and Libra right now, so they're ruled by Venus, right? Taurus is the nighttime, Libra is the daytime. So Taurus is basically an introverted Libra, and the Libra is basically an extroverted Taurus. Maybe serial daters because they really like the feel, like okay, they're an earth sign, right? And humans are earth creatures and Venusians. So Taurus likes having a earth human creature that they can have as a lover, that they can love on, aka Venus on, you know, and like be consistent with that person forever and ever. Libra, on the other hand, a Libra would like being in a relationship, also to intertwine so that they can learn from the other person who they are, you know. But a Libra is a lot more prone to get out of that situation. Obviously, you know, they because they love a lot, they may date a lot of people, and it could be really like superficial dating. But it's still just like the love of having another brain to connect to. They love dates, romance, just like Leo, you know, there's always time for romance. They love dates and romance and like picnics and, you know, dressing up, because they, trust me, one thing about Venus, she knows how to dress up. She knows how to clean her room. She knows how to match clothes with shoes, with her earrings, with her hair, with her belt, with her necklace, with her shirt, with her skirt. You know what I'm saying? She knows how to do that shit, and best believe she's gonna do that perfectly with tact. One thing about Venus, she likes the good life. She loves the money, okay? She loves the fucking, like, she just loves the feeling good. So that even has to do with sensuality and sex, you know, and both, we know, Libras and Tauruses love sex so much. If you fuck up, if you mess with their harmonious peace or their space, they're gonna have to retaliate, and that may result in them feeling like they have to become Aries, they have to become Scorpio, so that they can protect their peace, you know. Taurus want to maintain, they want to protect that fixated maintenance of their comfort levels. Libra, because they are the scales, you know, they are the balance. If they feel like you are like imbalancing the scales, or you are causing some kind of imbalance, or you are causing some kind of frustration, chaos, whatever, they're gonna have to retaliate in a way. And obviously it takes a while for these signs to like get to that. And that's one thing I'll say about Libras and Tauruses. Like, one thing about them, it takes a while for them to really like build up resentment, you know what I'm saying? And when that shit really builds, it's gonna explode. Because one thing about Libra is right next to Scorpio, Taurus is right opposite Scorpio, you know what I'm saying? So Mars, and also next to Aries, you know what I'm saying? So those vibes. Now to Taurus and Scorpio, right? Now I feel like this is the opposition that actually has a lot in common, just like Gemini and Sagittarius, you know? They have a lot in fucking common. And one of the things that they have in common is that they both have anger issues. Taurus, and nobody talks about this, Tauruses and Scorpios have anger issues. But this also goes back to all the fixed signs having anger issues. Tauruses, Leos, Scorpios, Aquarius, mad anger issues. I don't get it. I don't understand why. I just don't get it. But they have mad anger issues, my guy. And like when they get angry, it can get really scary, you know, because they're really out to like kill you or something. And it feels like that, you know, it's just so intense. And that's another thing. They're very intense people. They're so fucking intense, and because like they're so still, like it can be really disturbing, like how still they are, like just like very calm, cool, like just like very protective of like their inner world, you know. They're very protective of the inner world. They may go through some like emotional chaos, but people will never know that because they know how to really like hide that and kind of, you know, put like a black window so that nobody can see what's going on inside, but they can see what's going on outside. So very possessive people. Very possessive for the same reasons, you know. They just want to have like a consistent, like if you are part of this circle, that is me, you stay here. They want to like kind of control how you do things, when you do things, why you do things, your motives, you know. They want to control, and if you don't abide to what makes them comfortable, because essentially it's all about them, you know, what makes them comfortable, and you know, God forbid they consider what makes you comfortable. It might take them a while, obviously, you know. If you're like 80 years old and you lived a life and you have so much wisdom as a Taurus and a Scorpio, you obviously know the balance of like, you know, compromise. And you would think Tauruses are good at compromising because they're ruled by Venus, but no. But yeah, guys, these guys are they're not gonna change their minds, you know. They're very fixated, you know. Once they have something, they want to hold on to it forever, and letting it go can be very painful for them, and therefore they can hold grudges. And you didn't think Tauruses could hold grudges, could you? But these bitches be holding grudges for real. They'll hold a grudge, you know. They can hold a grudge. Maybe a Taurus might not do anything like drastic to get revenge or something, but a Scorpio might, obviously, we know that. But like, you know, they can hold a grudge, you know. And it's like once you betray their trust, it's not like Sagittarius where they'll kind of act like, oh whatever, walk away. They'll be like, oh whatever. These people, they'll treat you differently, you know. But then once again, that's because like they're water and air, like they're the internal signs, you know. So everything is a lot more sensitive. They don't like surprises. These guys don't like surprises, you know. But they might surprise you, but they don't like you surprising them. They love knowing what's gonna happen, you know, at every course. Just like the Virgo and Taurus reading or similarity, whatever. They just love predictability. They love knowing what's gonna go on. They love knowing why it's happening, you know. They love being ahead of situations because in that way they're in control, and they love being in control because they have control issues. Because controlling people means that they are safe, you know. Because I feel like for most of their lives, they may feel like the world is unpredictable and they can't control the world. So if I can't control the world, I should hold on to the little bit of control that I do have. And if that's over people or job or whatever, I should hold on to that, you know, because then in that way I feel sufficient or whatever. This is not a drag. This is just strict observation. Like, they can really handle the gruesome pains of life, and they're very stable. Like, these are the type of people you can come to them with like, yo, I killed someone when I was like 5 years old. They won't judge you or run away because like they're so strong, you know. Inside they may be like, but like they'll look at you like, bro, it's okay, I got you. And they'll make you feel that. They'll make you feel like you're very safe around them, you know. But I think one thing is that they like having people need them or depend on them. They love having like someone they love feeling like they're needed, you know. They love feeling needed. That's definitely, especially the guys, you know. The girls also, you know, but girls, the shorties that I've, Taurus shorties and Scorpio shorties, love feeling needed, yes, but not as like, you know, like not like the dudes that I've met where they're like, I want to provide everything for you, and you know. Anyway, moving on to what is Taurus and Sagittarius, right? So Taurus and Sagittarius, they don't have much in common, but what they do have in common is the fact that they can overindulge, you know. Venus, Taurus because of Venus, right? So when Taurus likes something, they fixate on it, obviously, right? So if a Taurus, for example, likes a specific drink, they'll fixate on that specific drink, and then if they have the money to buy it, they'll just buy like a whole boatload of that drink, right? And then they'll just be having that, you know. Sagittarius, because they're ruled by Jupiter, they're going to expand. So whatever it is that they're feeling, they're going to expand on that feeling, or on that whatever it is that they're doing, you know. So if it's like sex or a person, they'll want to overly do that shit. And Tauruses also will want to overly do that shit, but for different reasons. So like, so as I said, Sagittarius because of Jupiter, so everything that they do is going to be very expansive, you know. I think it's just like, for them, it's like, if something, like, if we can do something is probably worth overdoing. Maybe that's a Sagittarius motto. But I think for Taurus, it's more so like, you know, since you're mine, I can have you all the time, or since this is mine, I can have it. Like, just the same with food, you know. Like, the whole thing with Taurus is loving food. But I don't think it's just food. It's just like the pleasures of something. They love overindulging in pleasures. And for Taurus, it's gonna be physical with the senses, you know, food, a person, sex, or you know, clothes or spending. You know, they're gonna overly do it because it feels good, you know. And for Sagittarius, if it's gonna feel good, they're gonna overindulge in that because of Jupiter, and Jupiter, like, you know, just kind of expanding anything that they feel. So they're gonna want to do that shit all the time, you know. I think maybe a Sagittarius would want to like take it up a notch and be like, how can we make this feeling even better, you know. Whereas a Taurus would be like, okay, this feeling is good, how do I maintain this feeling, you know. And both of them, they're very stubborn, right? But they're stubborn because they live, Tauruses will live based on what they value. Sagittarius will live based on their morals, right? And they could you could value your morals, you know, or you could base your values off of your morals. You know what I'm saying? Just think of morals that you grew up with, of morals that you have adapted in your life. You know what I'm saying? This is what they share in common, is that they live based on what they value. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the basis of their lives. And obviously it's gonna like differ with every Taurus and every Sagittarius, but like that's just the little thing that they have in common. And they usually think they're right about what they value and what they moral. And if people don't see shit that the way that they see it, because Sagittarius, because, you know, they're so like philosophical and like very spiritual or religious people. So if they get very rooted in that spirituality or that religion, they may feel like, because it makes sense for them, then it should make sense for everybody else, and everybody else should abide with that. Taurus is the same thing, you know. They feel like, because this works for me, it should work for everybody else. And anybody else that opposes the way I believe in things and the way I feel about things is stupid. Taurus and Capricorn. Once again, we have an earth sign. And Capricorns are very stubborn people, but for different reasons, you know. Taurus is stubborn because they're a fixed sign. Capricorn is stubborn because if they have initiated an idea or like a practical way of doing something, they've obviously analyzed everything around it. So they want that plan to be executed exactly that way it should be or should have been executed, you know. And it's like, because their brains work in such a structured way, they feel like nothing can bite them. Therefore, like, they won't change because they have all the answers. Yeah, and they also live for structure, just like all the other all the earth signs. These love structure. They love reliability. They love knowing that they can rely on something, aka a job, a career, you know, like food, money. They can rely on these things to live a consistent, good life that offers everything that they want and need and more, you know. Yeah, also very sensual. They're also very practical people. You know the vibes with air signs, practical. They make sense of things, you know. They love order, planning things, you know. They love being in control. Both of them love being in control of situations, you know, because if they've planned it out, they want to see that thing. They want to see it through, but in their own ways, you know. And also both of them take their time on like opening up to people. You know, they're very cautious, very like selective of who. Like they're not like compartmentalize people in different groups and different boxes. Like, okay, like I love you, but you know you're just an acquaintance, or you're just a family member, but you're not like you're not blood like that. You're blood, but you're not like my homie like that. You know the vibes, you know, that type of thing. similarity with earth signs is practicality, reliability, money, you know what I'm saying, and like consistency. So that's the vibe. And then we have Aquarius and Taurus. Once again, the similarity that they have is that they're also fixed signs. We know fixed signs, as I've said, all of them are stubborn and they have anger issues. Yes, people are very chill. Like they're very like cool, calm, collected people. Aquariuses and Tauruses are so cool, calm, collected. Also the type of situation where like they think they are right because once they have thought about something, they are fixated in that thought. Aquarius is obviously a lot more prone to changing because they're an air sign and they're ruled by Uranus, you know, so just sporadic changes. But for the most part, once they're in that thought, or once that thought has made sense, they're in it and nothing is going to change their mind. And if you try to kick any kind of knowledge to them, see, it's different because Aquarius maybe might sit there and actually listen to you and just add it on to whatever they know and like kind of mix it. Like for example, if I'm an Aquarius and I'm talking to somebody and I'm telling them about like how I think potatoes will save the world, you know, and then they tell me no, carrots will probably save the world because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know, I'll just be like, okay, no, I get why are you saying that about carrots, and whatever you're saying, I'll just apply that knowledge to what I already believe to be, you know, potatoes being the most amazing thing in the world, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Taurus will be like, you're dumb, what the fuck, carrots are stupid either way. They also may force their ideas on people, I find. Like they may be, because like they're so rooted in what they think, they might like think that they know everything. So when they're in those conversations, they might somewhat be forceful on pushing out their ideas to other people and be like, this is how you should think, and if you don't think like this, you're stupid. So that's another thing. They may think people are stupid or just always wrong all the time. So they may feel like they can't trust other people's judgments or trust other people's thoughts, because if it doesn't match how they think, then they're not going to trust it, you know. Also, they don't like being corrected. They don't like, but the thing is, the Taurus, they don't even hear you. Like, they're so good at blocking you. And that's one thing that they like, I don't like about Tauruses and Aquariuses is that like if it doesn't match how they already think and do things, they're gonna like block you out and deem you as someone that's always wrong all the time. So why should I even take advice from you? You know, they like moving on their own pace, you know. They love doing things in their own way. Lastly, we have Taurus and Pisces. Now, Taurus and Pisces obviously also share the fact that they have Venus in common. Pisces is exalted in Venus and Taurus is home in Venus. So once again, you know, pleasures. They love love. They love sensuality. They love being in a relationship. Pisces love just people. It may not even be relationships, but I still think Pisces own people that love to even be in like romances. It may not be dating, but just like having a cute romance with a person, you know. One thing I will say that they have in common is that they love people unconditionally. Like, they not want to judge people. They're gonna love you regardless of whatever shit you come with, you know. And then something a Virgo could learn from both of these signs is just not to judge people, you know. If someone has a strange neck, just love them for having a weird neck. If someone has like, you know, weird teeth, just love them for that, you know. And Tauruses and Pisces are gonna love you for who you are, like without a doubt, no matter what, no matter how. You know, they're just gonna love you because they're like unconditional lovers, period. God, Tauruses and Pisces love music, and they love like, you know, eating while they're listening to good music and like smelling and like beautiful incense, and they're just like in a garden and it's just so beautiful. It makes you want to fucking cry because you're eating something so good, you're looking at something so good, it smells so good, you look so good, they look so good, you know. It's just lovely. They love that. They just love the good life. They love art, you know, art hoes. They love cooking and like just being in good vibes and good company, and they're like unconditional lovers, you know. Obviously, because they're ruled by Venus, they're gonna share the fact that they love a lot. They have a lot of love to give. Also, people that give really good advice. Pisces and fucking Tauruses give really, really, really good advice. Anyway, guys, that's my video. I hope you enjoyed that. In my next video, I'm gonna be talking about Gemini and its similarities with all the other signs. You know, lots of love. Do what I told you to do in the beginning of the video. Respectfully though. And bye.